Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been a little slow lately because I've been ever so busy making an advent calendar series on my other channel, on the Nøddebo channel. So hey, yeah, that's taking up a lot of my time. So I'm hoping next year I'll get a little more into the flow of uploading for this channel. But hey, I'm just gonna squeeze in a quick little video here in December where I'm gonna talk about the 6 Christmas movies I have to watch every year. Well, it isn't Christmas. And that is probably also a title I have to work on. I'm just gonna start off with the first movie right here. And A Christmas Carol is one of my favorite literature works. Literature? I'm not pronouncing that right, fuck it. And there are like countless of interpretations in movies and the like, and this one is probably one of my favorites. And it is A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. And why this is so great has a lot to do with George C. Scott's performance. I love George C. Scott. I just love that man completely. And he really just captures both like the sternness of Scrooge in the beginning, of how like cold-hearted and right up a bastard that he is, and also just like the tenderness, kindness that he shows. I feel like there's a lot of Scrooge actors out there where they capture one part better than the other, but George C. Scott just nailed this perfectly. Also, the spirit for the present Christmas is just like doing a wonderful job, being both this like jolly giant, but also this like stern teacher, and like his performance is also just incredibly amazing. And the actor they got to play Tiny Tim, why he's a cute little boy, he looks like creepy and sick as fuck. And I can say that because he's not a child today. He's like, what, in his, the movie is 40 years old, so he's like probably in his like, what, 50s or mid 40s by now. So yeah, I can say that. I couldn't say it if it was made like last year, but yeah. This near and dear to my heart. Please go and watch this if you haven't watched this version of A Christmas Carol yet. Next up we have The Santa Claus. And no, not the one with Tim Allen, but the one with Dudley Moore. And yeah, an amazing Christmas movie where we get to see like the origin of Santa, of him being like this toy maker back in the day. Like the origin story is kind of quick there in the beginning, and then it turns into like present day, or like present day as it was in the 80s when the movie was released. And Santa befriends a couple of kids in the big city, and there's also like Santa is getting a little too old for the job, so he tries to get like he has these elves that help him, and he wants to get like a chief helper. And one of the helpers, who is played by Dudley Moore, and he becomes the chief helper and wants to like automize all the toy production, but it doesn't work like that. So yeah, he has to go out and leave the Santa's workshop because he cannot face the shame, and like he wanna come back and be like improved and do better stuff. So he ends up teaming up with this evil guy toy company played by John Lithgow is his name. I was missing that for a second. Who plays this wonderful, like this really evil toy maker that is just, he puts in like crap and shit inside the dolls, like nails and sharp blades, and yeah, I love that performance. John Lithgow alone is also just worth watching this for. And I forgot the name of the actor who plays Santa. Oh well, he's just such a jolly and beautiful Santa. I really enjoy this movie. So yeah, that's why I have to watch this every year. Next up we have one of my absolute favorite horror movies and Christmas movie put together, and it is Black Christmas, the original Black Christmas. Even though the one from 2006 remake is not that bad, I kind of like it. It's very colorful, nice. Stay the fuck away from the remake from 2019 that can go and die off in a cave somewhere. And yeah, it's basically this slasher movie where the killer is hiding inside this sorority house with a bunch of girls, and killing them off one by one, and they have like their own problems they're dealing with in the beginning, and then like slowly realize, oh, there's someone in here who's like killing us off, and like he gives them these like creepy calls, and yeah, just wonderful acting. It's made by Bob Clark, who's also made that other Christmas movie which name escapes me right now. And also just love how this is also like just genuinely funny at times. Like there are many times when you just sit and laugh out loud. The house mistress or mother or whatever they're called in this sorority's house, she's just a wonderful lady who's like hiding booze around the house and sneaking, and she's like also just a foul mouth who's trying to like hide that both from the girls and like the father of one of the girls who like visits the house. It's like she's very wonderful, and like the bumbling police officer, what was his name again? anyways, he's also just very good. I love this movie. I watch it every year. I have to watch it every year. Also, else it just isn't Christmas. Next one is a relatively new addition to my regular roster, and I'm kind of cheating a bit because it is technically a TV series, a 2-part TV series where each episode is an hour and a half. So I just watched them both, and then it makes it like a three-hour movie, and it is Terry Pratchett's The Hogfather, made as the TV series. It is based on the book by the same name by Terry Pratchett, and it follows the book very faithfully. Basically, in this world, they have celebrate a Hog's Watch, which is like their version of Christmas, and the Hogfather is their version of Santa Claus. So one night, Santa Claus or Hogfather just disappears, and nobody knows where he is. So because the world of this world works in a weird way, belief starts to slipping out somewhere else, and starts creating these other creatures that people suddenly believe in, like the god of hangovers and so on. So to avoid that, to like keep people's beliefs in the Hogfather, Death himself has to like take up the mantle and go out as Santa Claus. And that is just so wonderful. And while he's doing that, Death's granddaughter Susan, I think her name was, has to go out and like try to figure out what the hell happened to the Hogfather. And yeah, it's wonderful, funny, and also just Terry Pratchett. That man is just, I love his books. And see, I haven't watched all the like movie or TV series adaptations of his works, but a lot of them have been very good. Like The Color of Magic is also a wonderful adaptation. And we have the actor who played Ricewind play Albert in this one, and he's also just so wonderful. Death in this one is so great. He does such a great job, and the voice is wonderful. Like, I love everything about this. I get almost giddy about this thing. It is also just that neat concept of like watching Death, and he gets dressed up as Santa Claus with the dumb elf cap and fake beer and a pillow under the jacket. It's so wonderful. So yeah, if you haven't watched this, definitely recommend you to get this. There is also a Blu-ray version of this, but it's a little hard to get. There's a German version that's probably a little easier, but yeah, they're a little expensive. But the DVD version should be relatively cheap. So yeah. Alright, the next movie is a Danish movie, and it's called Nøddebo, præstegård. And this movie follows 3 brothers that are students, and then they get on their Christmas vacation where they visit a friend of their father at his, at the bigger, I think they're called, like his farm in this small town outside of the big city that they live in. And it just have this like very wonderful Christmas spirit to it. Like, I just love the snowy landscape and the old style Christmas decoration, all the old style Danish clothing and decorations and everything. Like, just I love watching this just for the setting of it all. And yeah, a little bit more about the story I should probably talk about. The 3 brothers, like 2 of them are these like old stern brothers, like old, I say. They're probably supposed to be in their 20s in the movie. I think the actors are probably like in their 30s, 40s or something like that. And then they have this younger brother who is this like more free spirit, I gotta say, who's also like falls in love very easily, and he tries to like decide between because the friend who is the bigger at the farm has 2 daughters, and he tries to like decide, the young brother, who he wants to fall in love with and who he should like end up with. And it's just this like, it's very much slice of life, you know, nothing like really dramatic happens in this one, but it's like, it's a funny comedy. It's like very cozy. I watch it every year on Christmas, on the day of Christmas Eve, while I wrap the Christmas present for the night. So yeah, it's like, it becomes such a tradition by now. So yeah, I have to watch this. The last movie here is not just my favorite Christmas movies, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. If I had to make a top 20 movies of all time, this movie would be on it. And it is The Muppets Christmas Carol. And I mean, we all know the story of A Christmas Carol, but the Muppets just capture this in just the most unique and beautiful and sweet and even a little scary at times way that just like, this is lightning in a bottle. I don't think I have ever watched a movie like this that just gets me in the spirit so easily. And all the Muppets are doing such a wonderful job. Like, I know it's like fucking dolls, but the voice actors are doing such a great job, and the way that they all move and act, you believe it. And Michael Caine, who plays Scrooge in this one, is also just a wonderful Scrooge. He also does both, like with George C. Scott does, the very stern part of Scrooge very well, but you're also like the more kind version of Scrooge. Like you believe both sides of it, which is very important. And the music, I love the fucking songs in this movie. I go and sing them pretty much all year round. It's like, this is pure childhood magic nostalgia for me. I have to watch this. Again, this was one where I usually watch it either the 23rd of December on the evening, or like maybe I'll watch it on the 24th of December after I've gotten home from spending time with my family. Just watch this before I go to bed. It's like, it switched a little from year to year, but I have to watch it at least once. Sometimes I watch it like 2 or 3 times because the English dub is very good, but the Danish dub is also very, very good. And that's what I grew up with as a child. So I have very nostalgic ties to the Danish dub with this. And it also works because most of the dialogue is coming from puppets. There, of course, Michael Caine, when you watch him like talk, it's a little weird. Hearing the Danish dub, but the Danish dub for him is actually also really good. So yeah, I would actually recommend you guys to go and check out some of the Danish dubbed songs because they're really good. These are the Christmas movies I have to watch every year, or else it just isn't quite Christmas for me. So yeah, please tell me in the comments what your favorite Christmas movies are, and if you have any like weird Christmas traditions or something like that, please let me know because I would like to hear that. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have yourself a Merry Christmas. I'm probably not gonna be back this year, but look for me again in early December, and if not, then check out on the Nøddebo channel. I'll still be uploading a few more videos throughout the year over there. And yeah, until then, take care and Merry Christmas.